It is like literally, you see? Hi everyone, it's Michelle. Welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited to see you guys and do another tag video. So first off, I wanted to just quickly jump in there and say why tag videos? Because they're so much fun. And I kind of get to talk about some interesting things and you guys get to know me a little bit better. So let's jump in. So let's just dive right into this tag video. The first question is, what book have you been unable to finish? So I would assume that means DNF, which is do not finish. I kind of watched this video and Steph turned around and said, well, you know, Steph's Bookish World turned around and said, like, physically it hurts to not finish a book. Oh my gosh, can I relate? So even if I'm not enjoying a book, I'll put it down for a little bit and then ultimately at some points I'll pick it up again. I just have to finish books. It's like I have to finish things. It tends to be a little bit of a pain in the butt sometimes. Like I can't just leave something and go again. I have to see it through. But I will say, I heard the premise for this book that I read fairly recently, and I actually got it through like there's a subscription you can get in South Africa called the Book Orchard, the bookcase, and it's actually quite sweet. And I got this through that subscription. At one point it was the theme book, the 1 month. I actually have the theme card in the back here. It was from Vintage Theme Pack, which was really cute. And although I loved the premise for the book and I enjoyed reading the book, it felt weak to me. It didn't quite gel as much. I did kind of have to get to a point where I was like, let me just push through. I have to see how this ends. That's my problem. I have to see how a book ends. So I battled to DNF it, but the closest one I've come to in a while that I've wanted to contemplate DNFing would probably be Outlawed by Anna North. I'm so sorry. Yeah, it didn't quite capture me the way I was hoping it would. The second question would be, what book have you yet to read because you haven't had the time? I don't really like that question, because at the end of the day, if you want to read a book, you generally make time to read a book, or at least I kind of do. Like I'll finish something quicker or find gaps in between, you know, in between this and that and raising kids and like work and everything else. But probably everything on my TBR is still to be read because I haven't quite had enough time to kind of get through all of those. So then the third question is, what book have you yet to read because it's a sequel? So that way I'm going to go with Philip Pullman, The Book of Dust. This is the volume 2, the Secret Commonwealth. I read the first one, which is up here behind me somewhere. I know it's blue. What should not be? Anyway, I'm having a moment. It's probably on my other bookshelf, or I'm staring right past it. But anyway, the first one, The Book of Dust, that was, I'm picturing it in my head. And I know it's got like an ocean on it and a little boat, and I am heading a complete nuts blank. But anyway, this is the first book in this, like, I want to say it's a trilogy, but it's not really a trilogy. It doesn't exactly follow exact lines. If you guys are aware, well, or know anything about Philip Pullman, obviously his most famous works that he's really well known for is obviously, and I'm heading a blank here as well, The Golden Compass, that trilogy. And the first book is kind of a prequel almost. It's before, when Lyra was a baby, but with its own characters completely, so it's sort of like a separate story. And then this one is when Lyra is big, and I have been dying to read it, but don't ask me why I haven't gotten there. I suppose that's what answers the question. Hey, it's a sequel. I haven't read it yet. What book have you yet to read because it's brand new? And I am going to go with Legacy of Ash by Matthew Ward. I am super intrigued by this plot. It is a hefty book. It is the intimidating TBR tag, so it is a little intimidating. It's not an author, I think it's a new author. I think this might be his debut, but I actually can't remember. But the premise looks absolutely incredible, but I haven't had a chance to read it yet. And then the question number 5. What book have you yet to read because you've read a book by the same author and you didn't like it? So, I have a thing. If I don't like an author or the way he's written something, I tend to not read another one, kind of leave it at that. So question number 6, what book have I yet to read because I'm just not in the mood for it? So, I'm going to say The Sun is also a Star by Nicola Yoon. I have heard incredible things about this book. I know it's been made into a movie. It looks super fun, sounds incredible, but I'm going through a phase at the moment where I am literally submerged in fantasy, and every now and then I take a breath and I pick up like a historical fiction or something like that. And contemporary is, while I love contemporary is like that little side bubble that I do every once in a while. So I haven't quite been in the mood for this because I've just absolutely been loving my fantasy, and I recently read a historical fiction that was absolutely incredible. So like absolutely incredible, but I'll tell you guys about that when I get to my second part 2 of June wrap up. Anyway, question number 7. What book have I yet to read because it's humongous? And I am going to go with To Sleep in a Sea of Stars by Christopher Paolini. He likes writing hefty books, I think. I mean, Aragon and them weren't exactly small books either, the Inheritance Cycle, and I absolutely loved him. I have been waiting for him to bring out a new book. He did bring out like a little, snippet, the Fork, the Witch and the Worm by which was like some tales from Alligator. This was so fun to read, and I definitely want to read this one, but it's a bit hefty. It's a little intimidating, so I haven't quite gotten to it just yet. And then, what book have I yet to read because it was a cover buy that turned out to have poor reviews? This one I misread the question, so I'm going to go again with this one actually. To Sleep in a Sea of Stars. So one of the booktubers that I absolutely love to watch is Reagan at the Peruse Project, and she read this recently and she was sort of like, it was a dead plot. So it's probably another reason why it's still on my TBR, is because I've been super excited about it and I really don't want to be bummed by another one. But I suppose we'll have to wait and see. Right, the next question on here is, ooh, I think I got lost here. I got my things mixed. Humongous. Which book have I not yet read because it's humongous? And in fact, this one is probably the funniest one for me to answer because this book is tiny. Like, it is so tiny. If you guys have seen my other videos, I think in May I did a wrap-up that spoke about the first book in the trilogy. This is, of course, the Outlander series by Diana Gabaldon. And the first book, Outlander, I bought like a little box set because I love the series, and I really wanted to kind of read the books that are associated with it. And I loved the first book, and I loved how, like, even though it was tiny, it was really actually comfortable in your hands to read. And I really want to start the second one, but this is probably intimidating because it's just so humongous. And this is where I've got to laugh, because although it is tiny, it has literally got 350 pages. Not 350, 950. I'm sorry, 950. It is almost 1,000-page book. So yeah, that's probably why I haven't picked it up yet. I've been kind of just trying to chow through some of the other books that I want to read and just get a little bit of other stuff, variety going on. And then, what is the most intimidating book on your TBR pile? And here I couldn't just pick up one, I had to pick up 2. And the reasons seem to be a little weird actually, because I have picked up by Delia Owens, Where the Crawdads Sing, and a book called Ove by Frederick Buckman. So I have not read a Frederick Buckman book yet. Oh my gosh, was my tongue tied there. Anyway, it seems to happen to me fairly regularly. But I haven't read one of his books yet. It is like literary fiction. And I tend to be quite emotional. I cry quite easily in books, and I have a feeling this is going to be one of those ones that is going to absolutely wreck me. So I haven't touched this one yet. And for some reason, although I've been really wanting to pick this up for I don't know how long, I don't know, it just seems to be intimidating me for some reason. It just feels like, there you go, it probably feels like an adult book, and I'm enjoying the lighter, young adult sort of genre. So I'll get there. But anyway, so that's that is the end of my intimidating TBR pile, and I am so intimidated by it, but that it's like tied my tongues and sent me down some sort of wacky path. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope some of those are, like, let me know if you've read them. What do you think? Put a comment down below, please. If you liked my video, my absolutely crazy, tongue-tied, weird, all over the place video, click on the like and subscribe buttons down below, and I will see you guys next time. I have no idea why I just did that. That was probably the weirdest video ever. Bye.